Hello there and welcome to this video on the Daystate Blackwolf. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to fit the carbon fibre tensioner to the barrel of the rifle. Now the first thing I want to make you aware of is that the tensioner itself is fitted from the factory to the Laminate rifles, the rifles with the Walnut stock, as well as the rifles in the chassis. The only rifle that it's not fitted from the factory to is the carbon grey rifles. On that particular rifle it is an optional upgrade, so we're going to be fitting it in this video. With that said, the first thing we need to do is make sure the rifle is safe to work on by first cocking the rifle, removing the magazine or single shot loader if one has been fitted, then dry firing the rifle into a nice safe backstop. That ensures that there's not a pellet loaded into the barrel and that we should be safe to continue. The next thing we need to do is unscrew the shroud. Now on the bottle rifles that is very easy, as you have a good amount of space at the front of the rifle to get your hand on the shroud and unscrew it. However, on the cylinder rifles things are a little more tricky. Sometimes it is possible to unscrew it if it has been removed before, like this rifle has here. Other times what you may have to do is remove the barrel from the action. We can do that by simply loosening the two grub screws in the top of the action here. Pulling that out nice and carefully. Then what we can do is put the barrel in a vise with some nice soft jaw protection, then unscrew the shroud. If we take the shroud off here, you can see that the back boss there stays in position and the end of the carbon fibre is threaded onto the piece here. With the shroud unscrewed and the barrel removed from the action, the next thing we can do is remove this back cap here. So what we're going to be doing is using a 2mm Allen key to loosen the two grub screws. Then we can just slide that off the back, and what that does is expose these two flats around this brass section here. With that exposed, we can use a thin 16mm spanner, install that over the flats like so. Then do the same thing on the other end of the barrel, so this shroud support here. Then we're just going to undo the shroud support from the end of the barrel. With that done, we're ready to install the carbon fibre tensioner. So that just slides over the barrel. It is a little stiff, so just be careful as you push it on, but it should go onto the barrel nicely. So there's our tensioner installed. We can now come back with our end cap. Get that screwed onto the end, then again coming through with our two 16mm spanners and getting the end cap done up nice and tightly. And there we have it. With that done, it's now just a case of reassembling the shroud. So the first thing we'll do is remove one of the grub screws from the rear support, get that lined up with the barrel, making sure the two dimples are aligned with the bottom as well as the transfer port. And we can get that slid into position, line up our hole or our dimple with our hole in the support, then get that secured using the grub screw. Up next we're going to be installing our shroud, and before that goes in I am just going to be adding a small amount of silicone grease to these two O-rings here. But putting a little bit of grease on them will make it easier to remove the shroud in future. And with that done, we can just slide the shroud over. With that done, the last thing we can do is get our barrel reinstalled into the action by first taking our barrel, aligning the two dimples up with the top of the action, then sliding that into position. With that done, we can use a 3mm Allen key to remove one of the grub screws. Take a look in the top of the action and make sure the dimple is aligned with the grub screw hole, and then we can get that secured using the grub screw and a 3mm Allen key. Right then, and there we have it. There's the carbon fibre tensioner installed onto the barrel. Before I end the video, there's just one other thing I would like to mention, and that is with the carbon fibre tensioner installed, you may have to re-zero your rifle, as the tensioner will slightly alter your point of impact. With that said, the zero itself shouldn't be miles out, so you should be able to find the pellet nice and easily. But with that all said and done, that's pretty much going to do it for this particular video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope it's been interesting or useful, and I'll see you in the next one.